Hey everybody, StarCraft here with another StarCraft 2 commentary. This is between two of my teammates. I'm not in this game, I apologize for that. I know how much you guys love seeing me. But it was highly recommended by a lot of people, and the lag should not be included. It's Vile paying for side. Oh, we're talking about MLG, who they're going to send to MLG. We're still working that kind of details out because Vile will be sending a couple of players. Now, a bit of background on this game. This was played in the NG Invitational Tournament, and vileHawk and vileDeathrow both fought their way to whatever round this is. I'm not sure what round it is. And I don't want to spoil it for you, but one of these players actually ended up winning the tournament. vileHawk, of course, a very aggressive Zerg player, great sparring partner. He is number 77 in North America right now, while Deathrow, amazing Terran, purple Terran at that, but I won't judge him. He is number 12 in North America with a 60-something% win ratio. I was going to check it, but the window's not up. But he's got a crazy good win ratio, and he's just so damn good. He loves taking a quick third base. I think he might do that right here on this map. And this map, by the way, is Shattered Temple. Not to be confused with the Lost Temple if you haven't seen the new Shattered Temple, but it has been implemented on the excuse me, North American servers. Almost identical to Lost Temple, however, there are no more ledges up here, and there's a lot more open space in the middle, a lot more Zerg friendly. A lot of people like to joke around and say, if I was a Zerg, what would I change about Lost Temple? And then that's the changes that you see in Shattered Temple. But it's a lot more balanced and it's a lot more fun to play on. So anyway, these corner bases are no longer islands. They are now protected by destructible rocks, and you can see the Zerg can get there from his side, and also the Terran can get there from his side. And these can also be used as flanking methods, you know, bust down these two rocks, attack the opponent from the side, etc. So you're not super safe just putting down a spine or two here, but it's still pretty damn safe. And it looks like they actually widened the choke because there is no cliff right here anymore. Pretty fun, pretty fun. I'm trying to hold back a cough. I don't want to cough into your guys' face. I'm trying to hold it back. Music is really loud. I wonder if it's going to be loud once I actually finish recording. But let's get on to the game. Oh, I couldn't do it. I had to cough. Excuse me. Hawk is going for a fast expansion. Luckily, Deathrow is not going for a 2-Rex play. He did spawn in the close position, so 2-Rex play would have been pretty effective. At least force Hawk into a spine or two and a lot of Zerglings. My FPS is dropping, man. I need to close some stuff. 1 second here. You get a nice view of this bunker, or of this barracks and this factory. How about, oh, Windows Update! No! That's what's doing it! Fucking Windows Update. Where's the sound go? Oh, there it is. Oh man, my cat says the lid are just high quality, are they not? And he is getting a spine. I wouldn't get a spine unless I scouted the 2-Racks. Deathrow looks like he's just doing a pretty normal tech build. Refinery. He does have a lot of gas, however. Starport? Yep, there's the starport. Hellions, maybe a Hellion drop in the back. Marines now killing a Marine or a drone, didn't get to see what it was. And Hawk just chilling up there with the Overlord. Perhaps going to move it into the expansion any second now to see when his opponent is expanding. Pretty standard opening right now, so hopefully this game heats up soon. It was recommended, like I said. Hawk taking a tower. Oh, there's only one tower in the middle now, so this area right here, the Zerg will be kind of in the dark. Deathrow moving out with 4 Marines and 1 Hellion. This is not going to do anything against the spine, but you know, it's going to scare the Zerg into making some links maybe. Maybe get a run by. Ooh, he's doing an extremely risky run by. I don't know what this is supposed to accomplish. 4 Marines. Oh my gosh, you are so crazy, Deathrow. This Hellion is being focused down by the Queen. Queen has 1 armor against these Marines, however, still not enough to take out the Marines. I think he should have just attacked with these drones. He's losing a lot of mining time, and it's only 4 Marines. I guess he's just waiting for these Zerglings, but that transfer, if he lost 1 drone by attacking with the drones right here, I think it would have been worth not having to transfer all these, because he actually lost a lot of mining time as well, so it doesn't really matter too much. I doubt it'll change the outcome of the game. But that little attack was a forcer of Zerglings. We're seeing a lot of Zerglings from Hawk. He's actually doing a little counter prod here. Meanwhile, Deathrow has his Banshee coming out, no cloak. And an expansion and 2 more barracks? Yes, 2 more barracks. So, pretty technical response or technical play from Deathrow. I think he was planning on attacking like that from the very beginning. First Banshee is out. Maybe kill this queen, finish off this queen. Does Hawk have a third queen? No, he doesn't, so this Banshee could do quite a bit of damage here. Spire is not even halfway done. Of course, the Spire is 850 life. Changed a while back from 600 life. It was just a bit too squishy. The two queens are next to each other, however. I'm not sure if Hawk did that on purpose or if it was just coincidental, but he's spreading creep. Can't imagine how annoying it is for me to cough into the mic. You guys are just innocently listening and all of a sudden I spew saliva all over the place. I mean, sometimes it's good to spew saliva depending on what you're doing, but when doing a commentary, probably not. This Zergling is still dead. Zergling does die, but he scouts the expansion. Deathrow now even on bases with Hawk, 31 to 33. And close positions, man, even on the fixed Lost Temple are so annoying for Zerg. He just does not have a third that just screams, "Take me, I want to be taken as a third." There's so many bases. My sound level's okay? Okay, there. Two Banshees, still no Cloak. Cloak's not being researched. 7 Mutas are coming. 7 Mutas, Hawk! Run, you fool! Oh, loses another queen. Down to 1 queen. Oh my gosh, is he gonna lose another one? Hawk. Hawk, man. His Mutas were so close to coming, he should have just run with all 3 of those queens. Don't even bother trying to kill these Banshees. Even some drones going down. 8 kills on that Banshee before she finally gets her death something, sure. I was gonna make a PMS joke, but I couldn't think of anything that fit. Except a tampon, heyo! Alright. Muta is going to do some counter harassment here. This Marine is not long for this world. He does die. No engineering bay. Well, he has an engineering bay, but no turrets. He's making an engineering bay. He just finished the engineering bay. 10-minute Mutas isn't the fastest of Mutas, so I think Deathrow just might have spaced a little bit. Not expecting them so soon. Close positions. Maybe Hawk hasn't gone Mutas in previous games. Something along those lines. But I have to give Deathrow a slight advantage. He's against the Zerg player. He's in close positions. He's got a fairly menacing Marine tank force. Is he getting a stim pack? Yes, he is. And he's got the Harvester lead. He did have the Harvester lead, 37 to 35. That was funny. Last commentary. I couldn't believe that the toss was behind in Harvesters, but then I realized from reading your guys' comments, I wasn't green. I was definitely not green. I was losing in Harvester counts. And some parts I said I was behind in Harvester counts, but I was actually ahead in Harvester counts, so that's funny. Commentators have blunders too, okay? Does he have a Baneling Nest? No Baneling Nest. Yes, he does have a Baneling Nest. Speed coming up, some more drones being produced. 39 to 39. Deathrow moving out with the push, timing it with his stim pack. Looks like he might just go for this gold. And this is something that can really screw up Zerg players. A lot of Zerg will play with the expectation... Ooh, that would have been a nice pick. They'll play with the expectation that their opponent is going to harass. But a lot of times the Terran won't harass. They'll just take a third, and you're making all these units, you're getting all this tech, but you're not expanding and you're not making too many drones. And then the game's just kind of downhill from there. Is Deathrow actually going to attack? Yes, it looked like he would. I thought he might just take a position right here, take this base, make it into a planetary fortress. Oh, these Marines are killing 1 Mutalisk. Does he have any Banelings? Where are the Banelings at? There they are. They're all hiding back there. Speed is almost up. He'll likely wait for speed. Tank's vulnerable in the back. These Mutas could come in and try to pick them off. Marines do have the medevac, so stimming too much isn't much of a concern. They are being healed up nicely. A couple Overlords being picked off. Oh, and he's even sending in 1 Marine to supply cap Hawk at 84. Very nice. Massing up his Zergling force. Is he going to move out? He's got creep. Oh, he's waiting for the right time. There we go. 1 slight misstep by those Marines, and these Zerglings, or these Banelings. The tanks weren't shooting anything. What the hell? The tanks were just like... Okay, I need to go back and see that. That was unusual. Did you guys see that? The tanks, like, maybe they just were in between shots and I missed it. Alright. So, moves out. Once the Marines take a step forward, right there, that's when he moves out. Perfect timing by Hawk. Okay, so they take a couple shots at some Lings, and then these banelings kind of get shot before or after it's too late, but that was weird. I didn't think they shot at all. So Hawk catching and overextending Deathrow off guard. He had nice tank positioning, but his Marines were just a bit too far ahead. Hawk had nice positioning on them, killing 1 medevac, 2 medevacs. Oh, killing some Marines as well. Running away. Running away with 10 mutas against 5 Marines and some medevacs. Yeah, that's probably a good move. A lot of these mutas were weak anyway. It's now 51 to 41, close positions, man. Not much fun for the Zerg. He's down by 12 harvesters, not even preparing a third base whatsoever. And there's Thors coming out as well. Oh boy. You're just continuing to fly around the map here. He's reinforcing with some more mutas. How many does he have? 15, so I don't know, maybe. I just yawned. I'm sorry, it's really late. I'm doing this cast late. Why am I lagging? That makes no sense at all. I don't understand. And we've got a bit of a standstill here. Is he going to be able to kill this armory? I'd like to see, yeah, okay, there it is. Fire attacks +1. You should always upgrade your mutas attacks, even if you don't plan on going like too overboard with the mutas. Like in my Ling build, mutas aren't really a staple. They're just kind of a a gas sink. I still upgrade their attack, especially for broodlords later on. But make sure to upgrade your attack. Whoa, a lot of banelings. I like to see more lings, less banelings, but this might actually work. Only 1 tank. Don't kill the Thor. Magic boxing, going into the bunker. So many banelings getting hit by those tanks. And he's actually running away. Yes, go back, Hawk. Go back and snipe these tanks. Very well played. Still, you guys saw in the last video, I like more lings, less banelings. I feel like he would have had more of a presence in there to try to finish anything off. Hard to say. 26 more Zerglings coming from Hawk. He's just kind of chilling over the destructible rocks for the time being. Not a huge loss on Deathrow's side. He lost his entire army, but he's still 55 to 41 harvesters. He's still got a lot of Marines, turrets protecting that starport, and lots of banelings, lots of Zerglings. No, what are you doing, Miss Rally? Wow, that was actually a really good baneling. If he could have had one more baneling, that would have been sick. This medevac has its work cut out for it. Windows Update, I hate you. Oh my gosh. SCV at the tower destroyed, finally taking a third base. Deathrow, I'm surprised he's not trying to take the gold. Or I'm surprised he didn't take it earlier, or he's not trying to take the island or something. He did scan that recently, you can tell. Here comes another attack from Hawk. This is a little bit better. He still has way too many banelings in my opinion. He needs them for the bunkers, however. Marines, bunkers, all being destroyed. Go up there, kill the SCVs, kill the SCVs. Yes, yes. Oh! 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 Oh, you're gonna make a girl swoon. 8 more mutas coming from Hawk. He killed a lot of SCVs, man. 44 to 40. Oh, just imagine if he could have killed these as well. So Hawk somehow managing to even out the game. This Marauder's like determined to kill this destructible rocks. And Death's like, nah, you can have a break, man. Don't even worry about it. That was a very nice attack. Hawk is relentless, man. He'll attack. His army will be destroyed. Deathrow will get up a couple bunkers, you know, Thor, some Marines, and medevacs, and feel, okay, I'm okay. I don't have to worry about anything. And then in comes Hawk once again. Shit, I just got Windows updated. That pisses me off, man. Alright, so I'll try to remember where I was and what I was saying. vileHawk taking a third. He just finished attacking, I think. I hope he did, because if he didn't, I just spoiled that he's going to attack again. But, yeah, okay. He evened out the harvester attack, or harvester count with that attack. And now he is busting down the bottom. And I was saying, before Windows Update interrupted me and corrupted my file, that Hawk would want to clear these to attack from the side. While Deathrow would want to clear these to expand, because as a Terran you want to expand towards your opponent. Planetary fortresses are extremely powerful forward position, and you know, if Hawk had these rocks up still, the Terran could kind of tank right here, drop some Marines down here, and just have an extremely strong fortification. So it's a smart move to destroy the rocks, and I think this is about where I left off before I was rudely restarted, because Windows Update just likes to restart your computer for you. Thanks, Microsoft, faggots. I'm gonna get lots of haters saying, "Oh, use the F word, Si." Say fucking shit and douche and cunt and whore, but don't say faggot. Well, okay. That's all I have to say about that. Killing some turrets before they can get made. Oh, this is so smart from Hawk. He's actually killing a lot of units with tricky maneuvering. Now, Deathrow should have picked those up immediately and ran away, but I guess he was afraid the mutas would snipe them. But, you know, considering the close positions and considering that Hawk is just now running off of his third, with even number of harvesters all game, he's doing a great job this game. He's not really upgrading anything. He's getting his +1 on his ground just now, while Deathrow does have the +1 on the tanks. That will allow them to one-shot Zerglings while they're in siege mode. And he's got the +1 on his Marines, so if I was going my upgrade build against Deathrow in this game, I'd be extremely happy. I'd just send up like 50 Lings right now and win the game, but of course that build, you know, it's so good that it's not even fun to use sometimes. 24 Marines coming, Zerglings coming from Hawk. He's forced to back off these tanks on the ledges. Yeah, just imagine if there are rocks here and he dropped these Marines down here. That'd be so annoying for the Zerg player to deal with. The tanks protected by the rocks. And now Deathrow is being aggressive on the side that Hawk just cleared, probably planning some own aggression for himself. Hawk is taking that 4th base, and if Deathrow can secure this 3rd, it could become a much longer game. Hawk now moving in. But this funnel right here on this ramp is going to be extremely hazardous for him. He runs away after losing all of his banelings, not killing too many Marines. He's in a bad way right now. Hawk is. Units tab. He's just got some mutas and a couple Lings against a whole lot of Marines and 4 tanks. All 4 of them right here. 2 of them, however, weak. And Hawk, he will exploit Deathrow's eagerness. Too many Marines too far forward. No medevacs, discouraging Deathrow from stimming, picking off reinforcing Marines, so making the best of these mutas, stalling all that he can so he can reinforce and try to save this natural expansion. Oh my gosh, this is a mouthful. That's what she said. Deathrow does have an upper hand in this game, needs to get around and hug those Marines so they can't run away, but he's not able to do so. 1 tank is finished. That's going to allow these banelings to go wherever the heck they want, finishing off all of those Marines. 2 more banelings with just a fraction of health. They do go down without any further damage, but this medevac is going to get picked off. Hawk is running off his 3rd, while Deathrow is still almost mined out of his 2nd base. Both players almost mined out, so Hawk will be on 2 base, Deathrow will be on 1 base once Hawk is able to saturate this 4th base. This is such a close game, man. This is an incredible game, and Deathrow needs to make something happen. He needs to do some kind of drop. Pushing on this side isn't going to do anything unless he can win the game that way, because, you know, killing this hatchery, big deal. It didn't have much left anyway. I'm going to lose a little bit of gas, but, I mean, look at this money. So much gas anyway. Why does he have so much gas? I don't understand that. Why do you have so much gas, Hawk? Maybe poor mineral saturation? I don't know. It's not too bad. I mean, it's not the best, but that's really unusual. He won a standard Zerg muta build and he's struggling for gas, or struggling for minerals. Usually it's the other way around. But regardless, Deathrow extremely saturated at this base. And of course that's because his main and his expansion is mined out. Where's he going to expand to next? I'm kind of surprised he didn't try to take this. Huh. I'm trying to think why he wouldn't try to destroy this. I guess he didn't feel like he had the force at the time to kind of maintain a steady defense of it. Kind of strange. But he's got this base up and running, throwing down some bunkers. Marines need to go inside those bunkers for them to be useful. And here we go. This is what I was talking about. He needs some kind of drop. And Zerg players, they kind of cross their fingers and hope that a Terran player won't scatter or won't drop it. But of course, Deathrow, number 12 in the United States, of course he's going to do that. Does get cleaned up. Nice response from Hawk. Not the best creep spread, but Zerglings and Mutalisks are extremely fast, you know, regardless of lack of creep spread. Ooh, nice scan, seeing those Banelings burrow. That could have been devastating. Could have eliminated all these Marines, left the Mutas to do whatever the heck they wanted. If we check out the Muta count, he's got about 20 of the Lings, Zerglings, Lings, Banelings, and Mutas, while Deathrow, I'm dying. Deathrow has a nice little siege line going here, but that's a lot of Banelings. He is even 1-1 at this point. Better upgrades than Deathrow. I have a feeling Hawk is going to take this battle. He needs to get around behind these siege tanks. Marines able to run away before that can happen, but they are forcing the Marines back. Not able to defend the tanks because of that. You don't always have to connect with your Banelings, as you saw. He didn't connect with too many, but he forced the Marines away from the siege tanks. Mutas were able to clean up the siege tanks, and now you just can't push. You can't really push without tanks. It's just so hard. I think Deathrow's going to try it, find out it's not going to work, and that might be the end of the game. Oh, he does have 2 siege tanks. He needs to focus down these Banelings. Oh, that is so many Mutas. A haphazard magic box, but that's all he needs. SCBs just aren't going to be able to run and repair. They're like, I can't do that, man. He's dead. And Deathrow does GG out of it. So Hawk, with some very nice counterattacks, able to even out the SCB score, wins the game in close position, man. That was very well played by Hawk. And that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Again, this was played in the NG Invitational. I don't know why I ended the replay on that, but whatever. I love you. Later.